I was rinsing out my morning coffee mug when my phone buzzed. At first, I didn't even look up. My hands were wet and I assumed it was another automated reminder from the pharmacy. But then it buzzed again and again. When I finally wiped my hands and checked the screen, my heart skipped. "Ma'am, call me back immediately. It's urgent." It was from Andrew, my accountant of 14 years, the man who handled my taxes, my retirement statements, and the tiny financial messes I made every now and then. He had never texted me like that. My first thought was, oh God, did I mistype something? Did the bank close my account? Did someone hack me? My fingers shook as I called him back. He answered on the first ring. "Mrs. Turner?" he said, voice tight, strained. Definitely not his usual calm tone. "Are you somewhere safe? Somewhere private?" "My kitchen," I whispered. "What's going on?" There was a pause, long enough for my stomach to twist itself into a knot. Then he said something I will never forget. "Ma'am, your son has been trying to access your accounts. He attempted to transfer your assets." I felt the ground tilt. My son, I managed. "Lucas? There must be some mistake." "He wish it were, but I have documents, emails, requests submitted under your name. He tried to transfer your house deed. He's claiming you have early onset dementia." My hand flew to my mouth. It felt like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed my heart. Dementia. The one word I feared the most. The one disease I prayed would never be used to steal my dignity. And now my own son had used it. Against me. Andrew continued gently, as if speaking to a wounded animal. "He tried to secure power of attorney, Mrs. Turner. He even had documents drafted, forged signatures, your name typed over legal clauses. He planned to have you sign the original soon." My legs gave way. I slid into a chair. "Sign? When?" "We don't know exactly, but given the timing, likely at your family lunch this Sunday." I stared at the wall as it all came crashing down. Sunday. He was going to do it Sunday. At our little family lunch at Olive Garden. The lunch I'd been so excited for. The lunch I thought was a simple mother-son get-together. The betrayal hit me like a wave so cold it burned. "Andrew," I whispered, "why would he do this to me?" He didn't answer right away. "Financial desperation," he said finally. "I suspect he and his wife may be in debt. Gambling related, but I can't confirm that yet." My breath caught. Gambling. I knew Lucas loved to have fun at casinos, but I'd always believed his stories, that he'd only play a little, that he'd never risk something serious. But then little memories started clicking together like puzzle pieces I had ignored. His constant money requests. His sudden mood swings.
The next morning, I woke up with a strange heaviness in my chest, the kind that comes when your world has shifted overnight and your mind hasn't caught up yet. My phone was still on the nightstand, its screen black and silent, as if it too was waiting to see what I would do next. I made myself a cup of tea, hands still shaky, and sat at the kitchen table, the same table where Lucas had eaten breakfast as a child, swinging his little legs, asking why toast always landed butter side down, the same table where he'd once done his homework, hurriedly scribbling answers so he could go outside to play. And now, it was the table where I was about to face the ugliest truth of my life. At exactly 9:12 a.m., Andrew emailed me the documents. They came in a single zipped folder labeled Urgent, Review Immediately. My breath caught as I opened it. Inside were PDFs, scanned forms, and typed drafts, each one carrying my name like a scar. The first document made me grip the table so hard my knuckles whitened. Medical Declaration of Cognitive Decline. Provisional. My name sat right there at the top. Margaret Turner. Next to it, Early Stage Dementia Suspected. Requires assistance with major decisions. A chill ran down my spine. Lucas had even listed symptoms: frequent memory lapses, confusion during routine tasks, emotional instability, difficulty managing finances. I let out a weak, humorless laugh. Emotional instability? I hadn't cried in front of him since his father's funeral. And memory lapses? The only person forgetting things in this family was Lucas. Forgetting who raised him, who protected him, who would have handed him every last penny if he had just asked honestly. But the next document was even worse. Draft Durable Power of Attorney. This wasn't a guess or an idea. This was a fully prepared legal document. Lines and signatures, some typed, some traced, and a fake version of my own signature at the bottom. It was so close to my real one that it made my skin crawl. He had practiced it. He had studied it. He had forged me. But then came the document that made me push back my chair and stand because sitting felt impossible. Property Transfer Agreement, 117 Palm Ridge Street. My house. My home of 32 years. The place where I raised him, where he'd grown tall enough to hit his head on the pantry doorframe, where every Christmas morning he had run down the hallway shouting, "Mom, wake up, Santa came." And now, it was the table where I was about to face the ugliest truth of my life. The document listed Lucas as the primary caretaker with full decision-making authority. And there, in small text at the bottom, transfer to take effect immediately upon signature. I sank back into the chair, tears pricking the corners of my eyes, not because of the papers, but because of what they meant. My son had looked at everything I'd built, everything I saved, every moment of my adulthood, and seen only dollar signs. He didn't think of my memories, or my independence, or my dignity. He thought of ownership. He wanted to own me, to own my life, to own my ending. I closed my eyes and let the tears fall freely, silently, like rain hitting the ocean, disappearing into a grief so deep it felt bottomless. After a few minutes, I wiped my eyes, took a deep breath, and opened the next set of documents. These were email screenshots between Lucas and someone named Attorney Michael Garrison. An attorney. He had actually involved a lawyer. My heart clenched as I read the messages. Lucas. She's getting older and confused. I'm trying to take proactive steps, but she doesn't understand her condition. Attorney Garrison. We can finalize the paperwork once she signs, bring her in, or have her sign at home. You can say it's a simple permission form. Lucas. We have a family lunch this Sunday. I'll get her signature then. I stopped reading. Sunday. Lunch. The very same event I'd been looking forward to. I'd even picked out a blue blouse I wanted to wear because Lucas once said blue made me look young and cheerful. Now, I understood the real reason for that lunch. He was going to slide the papers across the table, ask me to sign something routine, smile as he did it, and walk away owning my life. My stomach twisted. I wanted to scream, I wanted to tear the documents in half, punch the wall, throw something, anything to release the hurt swelling inside me. But instead, I sat there quietly, like I always have, and let the truth settle in. This wasn't desperation. This wasn't a mistake. This was a plan. A calculated, rehearsed plan. And the most painful realization of all, he didn't do this alone. At the bottom of one email, I saw a line that turned my blood cold. Sarah agrees this is the best way forward. We need access before the casino freezes our account again. Sarah? My daughter-in-law? The woman I'd welcomed into our home, the woman I'd taken to doctor's appointments, watched when she was sick, helped with the kids, bought birthday gifts for, hugged at every holiday. She wanted my house too. She wanted my money, my retirement, my security. She smiled in my kitchen while knowing she planned to take everything from me. A laugh, sharp and bitter, escaped my throat. I pressed a hand to my chest. No, I whispered into the empty room. I had been generous, trusting, blind. But I was not weak, and I would not let them take another thing from me. Not my future, not my home, not my dignity. Their plan might have been detailed, polished, and well-timed, but they forgot one thing. I am still here. And I am not done fighting.
The house was unusually quiet that afternoon. Quiet in a way that makes you notice things. The ticking of the wall clock, the hum of the refrigerator, the soft rustle of the curtains as the heat vent breathed out warm air. I had spent the whole morning replaying Lucas's visit in my mind, the way he hovered around my living room, the way he paused before answering my questions, the way he seemed almost impatient for me to sign something. Every detail felt heavier now, unsettling. Still, there was a part of me whispering, "Don't jump to conclusions. He's your son. He'd never hurt you." But another voice, a newer, sharper one, said, "Look closer. Stop pretending everything is fine." And so, for the first time in a long time, I decided to trust that sharper voice. Around 3 p.m., I picked up the phone and called Andrew, my accountant of nearly 15 years. A patient, methodical man who always explained things twice just so I understood. "Andrew," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, "can you come over? It's urgent." He didn't ask many questions, just replied, "Of course, I'll be there in an hour." When he arrived, he brought a thin laptop bag, a notepad, and the same gentle smile he always had. But the moment he saw my face, that smile faded. "What happened?" he asked softly. "You look shaken." "Sit," I said, motioning to the dining table. "There's something I need you to check." I didn't tell him everything at once. Maybe I was afraid of sounding paranoid. Maybe I was afraid the truth might turn out worse than my fear. But I handed him every document Lucas had prepared for me. The forms, the statements, the drafts he left lying around casually, too casually. Andrew put on his glasses, flipped open his laptop, and began typing. The tapping of the keys sounded loud in the quiet house, louder than usual. Minutes passed, then 20, then 30. And the longer he worked, the more his expression changed. His eyebrows knit closer, his jaw tightened. He started asking questions, careful, slow questions. Did you authorize this? Have you signed anything similar before? Did Lucas mention these accounts? When was the last time you checked your online banking? Each question made my stomach twist tighter. Finally, he sat back, took a slow breath, and closed the laptop. "Do you want the truth?" he asked. My palms felt cold. "Yes." He exhaled. "There are accounts in your name that you didn't open." My heart thudded painfully. "What do you mean?" "Accounts," he repeated, "multiple. Some in your name alone, some joint with Lucas, some showing your signature, but it's not your signature. I would recognize it anywhere." I felt the room tilt slightly. Andrew continued, his voice steady but heavy. "Transfers were attempted, not completed yet, but prepared. And there's a draft of a power of attorney with your name on it, one that makes Lucas your sole decision maker." I felt like someone had pressed a cold hand against my spine. He waited a moment, watching my reaction. "Mrs. Thompson, this wasn't an accident. Someone has been planning this for a while." For a moment, I couldn't speak. Not because I didn't understand him, but because I understood too well. I looked down at my hands, the same hands that had packed my son's lunches, buttoned his little shirts, held him close after nightmares. Those hands were now shaking. Andrew leaned forward gently. "He didn't say this, but since you asked, every trail leads back to your son." The words sat in the air like a weight, a painful, undeniable truth. I stared at Andrew in disbelief. But why? Why would he do that? He gave me a sad, knowing look. "I've seen this before. Pressure, debt, desperation. Some people make terrible choices when they think they're out of time." The house felt smaller, darker, colder. I whispered, "I trusted him." He replied kindly, "I know, and betrayal from your own child, that's the deepest cut of all." I pressed a hand to my chest, feeling my heart aching. After a long silence, I managed to ask, "What do I do now?" He opened his folder and pulled out a clean sheet of paper. "I'm going to help you lock everything down. We'll move your accounts, freeze anything vulnerable, change your will, make it impossible for anyone to act without your knowledge." "And Lucas?" I asked. He looked at me gently. "That's a conversation only you can have." I cried quietly, not a dramatic cry, just the kind that escapes slowly, drop by drop, when a truth finally breaks through denial. Andrew waited. He didn't rush me. He didn't look away. When I finally lifted my head, I wiped my eyes and said words I never expected to say in my life. "It's time I protect myself, even from him." Andrew gave a small, respectful nod. He said, "That's courage." But to me, it didn't feel like courage. It felt like heartbreak, the kind that takes your breath away and forces you to stand up anyway, the kind that changes a mother forever. I didn't sleep the night before I confronted Lucas. Not a minute. I lay awake in my bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the old house creak around me. Every sound felt louder in the dark. The settling floorboards, the distant hum of a passing car, even the soft tick of the clock on my nightstand. My heart wasn't broken in a sharp, sudden way. It was breaking slowly, cracking in long, painful lines, like ice thawing unevenly. By morning, my eyes felt heavy, but my resolve was clear. Today, I would face my son. Andrew had helped me secure everything. The accounts moved, the trust established, passwords changed, documents locked away. He told me I was safe. But safety wasn't what kept me awake. It was betrayal. And the question that clawed at me, how did we get here? How did my own child become a stranger holding a pen above my future? I knew I couldn't hide behind paperwork. I had to look him in the eye. The drive to his house. I drove to Lucas's place just after noon. The sky was pale and washed out, the kind of colorless day that makes the world feel tired. My hands gripped the steering wheel too tightly. I kept telling myself, "You are not weak. You are not imagining things. You deserve respect. You deserve safety." But with every mile, my courage trembled. When I pulled up to his house, I noticed something immediately. The driveway was cluttered with things he claimed he never had money for. The new grill, the outdoor speakers, and the jet ski, sitting like a silent confession. I swallowed hard. This wasn't the life of a man struggling to repair a roof. This was the life of someone living beyond his means, and hoping someone else would pay for it. The door opens. He opened the door wearing a surprised smile, the same smile he used when he thought he could charm his way out of anything. "Mom, what are you doing here?" he asked, stepping aside as if everything were normal. But nothing was normal anymore. I stepped inside without answering. His silence made him uneasy. I could see the shift in his expression. His eyes darted toward the living room where Sarah sat scrolling on her phone. She looked up startled. "Oh, hi, we weren't expecting you." I nodded, but my voice came out steady, firmer than I felt. "We need to talk." The papers come out. We sat at their dining table, the same table where Lucas had once eaten cereal in his Spider-Man pajamas. I reached into my purse and pulled out the folder. The moment Lucas saw it, the color drained from his face. "Mom," he said quickly, I can explain." "No," I cut him off, my voice low and controlled. The house fell silent. Even Sarah's phone stopped buzzing. I opened the folder and laid each paper in front of him, one by one. The forged signatures, the fake claims of dementia, the drafted transfer authorizations, the power of attorney document. His hands began to shake. "Where did you get these?" he whispered. My jaw tightened. "That doesn't matter. It matters that you created them." Sarah suddenly stood up. This must be some misunderstanding. But I looked right at her, and she froze. "No," I said. The misunderstanding was thinking I wouldn't find out. Her mouth pressed into a thin line. I turned back to Lucas. "You went to my accountant. You tried to access my accounts. You opened new ones in my name. You drafted paperwork to take everything I own. You were going to bring these to me at lunch and have me sign them without even knowing what they were." I didn't yell. I didn't need to. My calmness scared him more than anger ever could. "Mom, please," Lucas started, rubbing his forehead. "You don't understand. Sarah and I are..." under a lot of pressure. Pressure? I interrupted softly. So were the people you stole from. He flinched. I leaned in, my voice trembling not from fear, but from hurt. You were going to declare me incompetent, your own mother. His eyes filled with tears, not the honest kind, but the kind people cry when trapped. I wasn't going to go through with it. Then why were the documents ready? He had no answer. I let the silence hang before I delivered the part I never wanted to know. Andrew told me about the gambling accounts. Lucas's eyes whitened. And the debt collectors. And the investments that were actually just losses. And the fact that your house is one missed payment away from foreclosure. Sarah's shoulders slumped. You lied to me, I whispered, for months, maybe years. Lucas finally broke. Mom, I'm sorry, I didn't know what else to do. We're drowning. So you plan to drown me too? His head dropped. Sarah began crying softly, but it felt rehearsed, like she had cried this cry to many people before. I sat back, letting the truth settle. I closed the folder and said the hardest words a mother can say. I have changed my will. All my assets are in an irrevocable trust. You will not have access to anything, ever. Lucas looked at me as if I had slapped him. Mom, come on. No, I said, standing up. I have given you help your whole life. I have supported you more than any parent should. But stealing my future, trying to control my life, that's not help. That's cruelty. He stood too, breath quick and panicked. But we're family. Family protects each other, I said quietly. Family does not plot behind closed doors. I reached into my purse one more time. Your father's house key. Give it back. For a moment, he didn't move. Then slowly, he reached into his pocket, unlocked the key ring, and dropped my house key onto the table. The metallic clink sounded like the end of something sacred. I nodded once. Goodbye, Lucas. And I walked out before my heart could change its mind. I didn't look back, because I knew if I did, I'd break again. And this time, I wasn't willing to break for him.
The day I confronted Lucas, something inside me shattered, but something else quietly rebuilt itself. Not in a grand, powerful way, not like a movie scene, but slowly, gently, like a tired heart learning to beat again. When I got home that afternoon, the house felt different, lighter somehow, even though I felt so heavy. For the first time in years, I locked the door behind me without guilt, without wondering whether Lucas needed to come in later, without worrying if I was being too strict or too protective. This time, the lock wasn't to shut him out, it was to keep myself safe. I set my purse down, hung my coat, and stood in the middle of my quiet living room, the same place where I had rocked my baby boy to sleep, watched birthday videos, hosted Thanksgiving dinners. Now it held a new energy. A beginning. Or maybe a rebirth. I sank onto the couch and allowed myself to cry. Not the hurt, broken cry from before, but a softer one. A cry of release. A cry of finally letting the truth settle, without fighting it anymore. The days after felt long and strange. There were moments when I reached for my phone, expecting a message from Lucas. There were moments when I walked past his childhood photos and felt a sting of memory. But the hurt began to change shape. It wasn't a sharp stab anymore. It was a dull ache. The kind that hurts, yes, but doesn't control you. I kept reminding myself,
You chose yourself. That matters. I made tea every morning. I opened the curtains and let the sun in. I read books I had never finished. I walked around my garden without rushing anywhere. Life didn't heal quickly, but it did begin. A week later, Andrew gently suggested something. He said, "There's a support group for people who've experienced financial abuse, elder fraud, family fraud, manipulation. You won't be alone there." At first, the idea scared me. Joining a group meant admitting what happened, saying it out loud, facing other people's stories, and letting them face mine. But one thing I had learned was this: silence doesn't protect you. It isolates you. So I went. The community center was warm and welcoming, with soft chairs and a table of cookies someone had lovingly baked. There were maybe 10 people gathered, men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. People who looked like they knew the taste of betrayal. I sat down quietly at first, but as they shared their stories, something happened. I realized I wasn't the only one who had been hurt by someone they loved. A woman named Margaret, with silver curls and kind eyes, told us how her granddaughter drained her credit cards. A tall, soft-spoken man named James shared that his nephew took out loans in his name. And then there was Beatrice, sharp, witty, and full of grace, who said, "People think abuse only comes from strangers. Sometimes the stranger is just someone we raised." For the first time since everything happened, I didn't feel foolish, or naive, or weak. I felt understood. When it was my turn, my voice trembled, but I spoke. I said, "My son tried to take everything I built, everything I saved. He tried to take my voice, my dignity, my life." Heads nodded, hands reached out. No judgment, just warmth. And in that small room, surrounded by strangers who felt like mirrors, I realized something powerful. I had lost my son, but I had found myself. Weeks passed, and the support group became a place of healing. I had lunch with Margaret every Friday. Her laugh could fill an empty room. Beatrice taught me how to use online banking securely. James helped fix my back gate and refused to take any payment. We shared recipes, memories, little victories. We weren't victims. We were survivors. People who had been broken, yes, but who chose to stand back up anyway. I learned to breathe again, to trust myself again, to believe that life still held beauty, even after heartbreak. One evening, I sat at my desk and wrote a letter to Lucas. I didn't write it out of anger or hope or desperation. I wrote it because some words need to leave your heart so they stop weighing you down. I wrote, "I will always be your mother, but I cannot protect you from yourself anymore. I hope one day you choose a better path, not for my forgiveness, but for your own life." I folded the letter, placed it in an envelope, and tucked it inside the drawer. I never mailed it. Some things are meant to be released, not delivered. Months later, on a warm spring afternoon, I sat in my garden with a cup of tea. The light breeze carried the smell of lilacs, my favorite. The neighborhood kids were riding their bikes, their laughter echoing down the street. And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. Not the kind that comes from fixing everything, but the kind that comes from letting go. I didn't know if Lucas would ever change. I didn't know if he'd ever understand the depth of his actions. And I didn't know if our relationship would ever mend. But I knew this. I was finally living again. Not cautiously, not fearfully, just living. I had community, I had clarity, I had myself. And sometimes when life takes away what you thought you couldn't live without, it gives you something unexpected in return. Freedom, strength, peace that does not rely on anyone else. As the sunlight warmed my face, I closed my eyes and breathed deeply. I lost my son, I whispered softly. But in the end, I found me. And that, more than anything Lucas tried to take, was something he could never touch again.